It's May 12th. I'm down here in Albert Park because, as I've done before, I had to pick up kitty litter over here at Positively Perfect. So I thought I'd walk while I was down here. Still have one more errand to go, but it's back up around our neighborhood, so we'll walk this way, west, and see what we can see. I don't have any particular destination in mind. I've walked over here once or twice. It's just a residential area, but it's a different residential area than the one I'm normally in. Gordon Road is over there, and it has more apartment buildings and such like along it, so there's kind of apartment buildings on this side, and a few on this side, but as we go further down, we'll see more. Or I could cross over Gordon Road and walk even further south, but I don't particularly want to cross Gordon Road, so I think I'll stay up here. I'll just walk west for a while and see where it takes us. I have tried zigzagging down here, but there's a lot of crescents and cul-de-sacs, and you quickly discover you're not really getting anywhere. Back of an apartment building. I'm going to walk on the other side though, because eventually I'll want to be more over in this area. I think I can walk all the way to Pasco Street and back within my kind of time limit, so see how it goes. I don't know if there'll be any walking tomorrow. There's a rainfall warning in effect. We're going to get a couple of inches, it sounds like. And I wouldn't mind walking with an umbrella, but if it's windy too, which it's supposed to be, that doesn't work. So if it's both windy and rainy in the morning, there probably won't be a walk. If it's just raining and there's no wind, kind of a interesting attached dwellings, I guess, over there. If it's just raining and not windy, then I might. Wind chimes. I don't even know what this street is called until I see a street sign. Not an old neighborhood, but not a brand new one either. These sort of 60s houses along here. Brady Bunch houses. That one even has a statue in the front. And these townhouses, I guess you'd call them, over on this side. That's also kind of a 70s, 60s, 70s look, I would say. Very Brady Bunch. Always wanted a house like that because we never really lived in one. We lived in a small rented house in Texas, and then we were in an apartment. Well, a couple of apartments that had been made out of the old military buildings at Weyburn Airport, which was a Commonwealth Air Training Command base. We'll keep going this way. Gotta get run over by that. He's got spikes on the front. So you could go down there and go down south of Gordon, but I'm going to stay up here this time, and we'll do that some other time. Still didn't look to see what street I'm on. That was Lockwood we just crossed, if that helps. Anyway, Western Christian College in Weyburn was in the former Commonwealth Air Training Command base, and so these were old military buildings. I think ours had been officers' quarters, maybe. Some of the apartment buildings had been officers' quarters, and the dorms had been barracks. Our rink was a former indoor parade ground. Worked as a rink, but was a little short. Gym was the gym. I'm sure it was always a gym, probably. But a school. They built a new school building when I was about 9 or 10, maybe, not long after we got there. And then that was the school building I went to school in. It was also adapted from something else. Officers' Mess, I think. but made a very nice school building. Had a great library. The librarian, Mrs. Massey, had radical ideas about color schemes, so it was a very colorful space with different colors in each wall, and then there were these sort of support pillars that were also different colors. And I was told by someone that the painters she originally wanted to do it refused to do it because they objected to the color scheme. I can't imagine that in a commercial painter, but that's what I was told. But it looked great. It was a wonderful space. I really liked it. As I remembered, it was quite big, but it can't have had that huge a collection. But interesting doors. When we first moved up there, that hadn't been built, and the buildings hadn't been painted probably since the war. So my mom always said, "Oh, crow." I have walked down there into that park, but I won't today because I've done that before. I like that one. She took one look at it and wanted us to turn around and go back to Texas. It looked so awful when we arrived in August. The grass was kind of brown. The buildings looked awful. And the first apartment we were in was no great shakes either. But we weren't there very long. Then we moved into another one that was much nicer. Better layout. None of them were, I mean, they were all the same kind of thing. And lived there for a long time. And then later they moved downstairs to a ground floor one, which was even better. More convenient anyway. They were living there when I worked at the Weyburn Review back in the 80s. And then they moved into town when the school left Weyburn and went to Dauphin, Manitoba, where it took up residence in a former Indian residential school. And was there for a long time. And then it came back to Regina and was in the former Canadian Bible College buildings. And then it went out of business. It's been gone now for many years. Which is too bad. It had a great heritage and great years, and it was a great place to go to school, for me at least. But couldn't make a go of it. People were less willing to send their high school students off to a boarding school. It was part of it, I think. And they had been once upon a time. Well, a similarly aged neighborhood. Last time I came this way, I remember walking through that park. Tibbetts Park. I think that was a flyer, like a pilot or somebody like that. But wouldn't swear to it. Nice and quiet down here now. Just wearing shirt sleeves today. It's warm enough. It'll be cooler tomorrow with the rain, but right now it's quite pleasant since I'm moving. This is one of these I don't know what exactly you call them, but maybe we'll walk around it this time instead of just walking through it. I'll go this way around it. So they have this island, I guess you'd say, in the middle, and then houses along the... It's kind of a crescent, but it's not shaped like a typical crescent. And they've got new pavement here. You can feel the warmth coming off of it because it's so black. Even with the little bit of sun we've got, it's noticeably radiating heat. I'll have to go mail some stuff after this. I meant to do it before I got to the walking part, but somehow I forgot. Duh. But that was part of the trip. I was going to do it before I came down to get the kitty litter, and I didn't. But I did a draw at Sask Expo in Saskatoon. So I have the winner of that to send books to. And then I did another draw for Shadowpaw Press at the Saskatchewan Libraries Association a week ago. And got to mail those books too. And then I'm mailing some copies of the Shadowpaw Press catalog to one of my authors, Linda Betker, whose poetry book I'm republishing. She's currently revising it and expanding it a bit from its original Kato Books version. It's called Phases. That should be out this summer sometime. She kind of got left high and dry when Kato went bankrupt just as her book was coming out, so she never had a chance to do any promotion or touring or selling or anything. So I'm hoping it's almost like a new book, that one, just because it hasn't really been out in the marketplace very much yet. And of course I do have 2 new books coming out this fall, 3 at least. One by Gail M. Smith called Thickwood, which combines horses and professional women's baseball, set in post-war Saskatchewan. I like that house. It has this Spanish look to it. And one called The Emir's Falcon, which is a young adult modern day outdoor adventure story from Matt Hughes, better known as Matthew Hughes. I seem to be doing a lot of work down here. I see more orange signs. That's always a sign. And it says road closed up here. I don't even think I want to walk down there. It looks like there's a lot of construction going on down there, so maybe I'll move up another block here. Even though this road says closed, I'm sure that's just for cars, not for pedestrians. We'll go find out what they're up to. And yes, I know the word is pedestrians, not pedestrians. I was just being funny. Pedestrians would even be better. Emphasize the wrong syllable. Pedestrians. 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 Pedestrians is the funniest pronunciation. In case you're ever asked, now you know. The funniest pronunciation of pedestrian is pedestrian. You have it on good authority. Now, is this a school? There's a cross on it. Let's go down the alley. The other thing that was bugging me yesterday was I was unable to send email out of my main account, and I tried all sorts of things. It wouldn't connect to the SMTP server. Found out today when I finally phoned and got through that down the sidewalk here. It was a SaskTel problem all along. They were working on it, and this morning they fixed it. But I wasted a lot of time, and I looked and tried to see if there was a explanation on their website and did not see one. Good grief. The gimbal's doing that. So what exactly am I walking in front of here? I know it's on the other side of the street. See? Come on, swing around. Oh, it's just a church. Okay, Sunset United Church. Looked more like a school from the other side. Now there's mud here I don't want to step in. This is she was learning to skate. We'll probably come back by it. Oh, what they're doing over there. other than making a lot of noise. I think that's Pasqua up ahead of us, so that's my turnaround point anyway. Maybe there's just too much weight when the microphone dangles. That's what's causing the gimbal to occasionally go. So maybe if I kind of gather it up a bit to reduce the slack. Again, I keep meaning to switch back to my wireless mic, but I just haven't done it yet. Extendicare. So that'd be a senior citizen center here. Senior citizens living place. Well, I guess I'll officially be a senior citizen in 3 years. And for some things I am already. As I'm sure many have before me. I know my dad did. He was 70 and he was still, going to the old folks' homes. Generally speaking, of course, people aren't, people in their 70s are still, well, they're presidents and things like that. But, oh yeah, I remember walking down by there. This isn't Pasqua yet, I don't think. No, this is Queen Street. Pasqua's still a little further. Other things to do. Only 18 minutes to here. Yeah, I think I better go some further. I better go some further. This is Ethel Milliken School over here. Probably shouldn't walk through their playground while school's in session. That looks suspicious. I bet I'll take advantage of the crosswalk. Nobody has said hello yet today live, but if you're there, say hello if you want to. Don't feel you have to. That's the bare part of the playground. That's where their ball diamond is. That's probably why it's mostly dirt. Come on, you thing. I have to think about a new gimbal if it keeps acting up. Walk along the fence line here. Maybe I'll do that. Do I want to do that? I'm not sure. I might get trapped down there, so I won't. Yeah, this is not going to go through. It's just a place. Probably a place on the other side here too. Also, there's work going on down there. Come on! It's very annoying when I point it and it doesn't follow. Or rather, it follows where I was pointing. I think I know. Yeah, I know where I am. That's good. Not lost. Maybe I should check my setting. Maybe I've got it set to follow things in a way I don't want it to. Here. I think it probably goes around and comes back up the other side. I think I'll carry on. Oh no, actually, time to turn around, I think. I never made it to Pasqua Street, but I'm close. So I'll go up here another block and then I'll head back. Really stuck with no way to get back without walking quite a bit back along the way I came. It wasn't that long ago I walked down the other side of this busier street that's up ahead of us. Lavach Avenue. I could probably get to Pasqua if I go that way. But do I care? Not that much. This way. Oh, all of a sudden I'm getting an iffy signal there for a second. Well, like I said, I can't tell that anybody's watching me anyway. Might be one of those. Oh yeah, I got numbers. So actually, if I go this way, Pasqua Street's just the other side of that church over there, and then I could maybe come back along La Bloc, and that would get me going back, sort of along the path I want to follow going back. So we're close to the edge of town here. I think I'll run into any mud I have to worry about too much if I cut through the grass here. This is not the edge of town, this is parkland. Then you have the Louvain, but the airport is sort of, I'm pointing right at it there. Well, I would be if the gimbal would quit acting up. I'm walking directly toward the airport. For the moment, but only for a moment. So then I'm going to go through the grass here, over to that church, and that'll be my turnaround point. And after that, I'll be walking homeward, or carward again, Squidward. Oop, snowshoe hare. A little bit of a gully here. It might be wet down in there, so I'm going to check that out carefully before I step blindly into it. No, I think it's okay. Won't be tomorrow if we get the rain they're forecasting. It's okay for now. So it wasn't that long ago I walked along the other side of that road along the park there. It was still melting at the time. Oh, change arms. That one's getting tired. I can't remember what church that is. It might be a Seventh-day Adventist, but I don't remember for sure. I'll let you know once I remember. I'll walk around in front to be sure I see the sign. Rugby club is over there. among other things. A lot of cars in the parking lot. Maybe they have a daycare or something. Or maybe people just park there because they know there's stuff across the street and maybe they use this parking lot. I'll just duck around in front to see what it is. It's kind of a office center over there. It has some medical offices and other things in it. On the other side of the street, then there's more open space before you get to the Louvain. And then Harbor Landing. I'm supposed to go walk over there. There's somebody who's watched my videos that has specifically asked me to go to a neighborhood over there. I just haven't made it yet. I didn't want to go that far today since this way. I have to walk all the way down there to see what's on the sign, unless I can read it from here. See that? Is it Seventh-day Adventist, or did I imagine that? No, it's just Parliament Community Church. No, Mennonites. That's what it is. Mennonite Brethren. Okay, well, it's not Seventh-day Adventist, but well, that's kind of my turnaround point. Now, somewhat retrace my steps, but I'll try to go down different roads as I make my way. That's a lot of things in there. So I make my way back to my car, and then it's off to lunch. Well, it's off to the post office, which I forgot to go to earlier, and then to lunch, which is at home. I'm not going out for lunch. I'll be home the rest of the afternoon, working on stuff, doing this and that, and the other thing. We don't talk about the other thing. We don't talk about Bruno. No. Okay. I think this will... Oh, it's a crescent. I don't want a crescent. Crescents just curve back around and dump you out again. I reach Gordon Road. I completely misjudged this, but I'm pretty sure there's some road that comes across from the west before you get to Gordon Road. Sorry, east. West is that way. This is probably the other end of the crescent. I wisely chose not to go down. The question is if a road intersected the crescent, because Lovelock I thought would come through and it didn't, so I wonder if it actually intersects the crescent that I chose not to take. This is what happens when you don't look at a map. Oh, this is an avenue. It should go through Wilkinson Avenue. So let's go down Wilkinson. And as it doesn't, still, avenues generally go through in some fashion, so we'll see what happens. If worse comes to worse, I have to turn back around. Ooh. Slightly newer than our Cadillac, but about the same size. Maybe slightly older, actually. We have an old Cadillac in our garage, which unfortunately hasn't run for 2 years. And I really have to see about getting it running this year because it's not good for it. The longer you put it off, the more it'll cost to keep it running. But it's going to have to be towed out of there, which is not going to be fun, but doable. I mean, I can back out of the garage, so I should be able to pull it out of there. It's been pulled out before. I had it running, but the battery died one winter, and then I didn't get it running. It's not, it's only got 14,000 original miles on it. It's actually in great condition, but you can't just leave it sitting, and that's what's been happening. There we go. It curves around in the direction I want to go. Oh, so that's Rollinson Crescent. It connects to. Well, that's the crescent I chose not to take. So what happens when I keep going east? Close to the airport here. Well, here's some of the work that I saw. Clearly not going down this side of the road. For all the guys in yellow jackets I've seen haven't actually been doing anything, just standing around talking. Always seems to be the case when you see workmen like that. I'm sure they are doing things, but it's not always apparent. And we're in Brady Bunch land here. Oh, I thought that was an animal, but it's just the plastic on that bit of garden plot blowing around. Let me see here. I go that way, I think I end up where I was, so we'll go this way. Oh, this is Lawlock. It must curve. Because I'm not that turned around. I'm surprised how many people you see around down here during the workday. You see in these neighborhoods. Don't they have jobs? I mean, I don't, but surely other people do. Queen Street. I have turned sideways. Oh, I did indeed. Well, that's embarrassing. I ended up doing a big loop just about where I was while I was trying not to end up in the same place. Oh well. These things happen, and there's only so many ways through, so I'll get back to the park is what I'm hoping for. Oh, let's go down the alley here. I think it takes us straight to the park, and it'll be different than walking along the road. It's not too muddy. It would have been too muddy when the snow was melting, for sure. People in front of me, are they coming toward me or going away from me? Hard to tell from this distance. I think they're walking in the same direction I am. They don't seem to be getting any closer. Pretty sure this alley will take us right out into the park I wanted to walk into, and then the road that runs in front of it will take me on in the direction I want to go as well. Airplane. Okay, this is not the most interesting alley, I admit. Maybe they are coming this way. It's a green bedding out on the bushes. Oh, they went down the road. I will possibly stick to the alley. That fence is on the slant. Oof, oof. Dogs hate it when you walk down their alleys, as I've often said and noted. Yeah, it's definitely the park directly in front of us, so I will stick to the alley. I think I was just walking on that street anyway, so this is a little bit different. Or I could go up one more, I guess. No, I'll stick to the alley. It's more rustic. Be an alley in any small town in Saskatchewan. Can't particularly tell it's Regina. Any small town on the prairies, anywhere really. Or even in the mountains if it was a flat bit. Or pine trees here. They're all planted, none of them grew here naturally, but unlike in the mountains, but they are here. There would have been no trees here originally, for as far as the eye could see. A few willows along the creek would have been about it. And I presume this was, the grass would have been probably as tall as I am now originally. There's none of that prairie left really, very little of it. There is Grasslands National Park, which has a somewhat natural prairie down in the one corner of it. But really, Saskatchewan landscape, for all that it's empty of people, is a very unnatural landscape compared to what it looked like pre-colonization. Oh, someone says hi. Hi, Lucas from Brazil. Oh, haven't heard from you for a while. I remember you. Remember your name. Not quite at the park yet. One more block of alley, I think, if I stick to the alley. Walking due east. Be way too wet to do this for a while after the rain we're supposed to get tonight and tomorrow. these unpaved alleys will be muddy again, just like they were after the snowmelt. Occasionally you can see into a backyard. Most of the fences do not allow you to look through them. Well, I'm here in Regina. I do like the damp earth and greenery smell. It's what you really miss in the wintertime. And you don't realize it until it's spring and you smell it again. Wherever it is, there's a damp wood smell that really makes me think of camping and mountains and things like that. Still another stretch of alley before we reach the park. Maybe I missed the park. Maybe I completely misjudged this. There's greenery up there. Some sort of park. Oh, I think I know where that is. No, I think I did go past the park I was thinking of. I'm further north than the one I was thinking of. But there's a park up here. And a school, I believe, just to my left. Once I come out of the end of the alley here. So yeah, I think I actually went north of the park I thought I would hit as I walked back. And came to this one instead. Cameron, up north, this is the same street that crosses the creek on the footbridge I walk over all the time, but you couldn't get there directly from here. A lot of kids playing in the playground, so I guess I won't walk through there with my camera. I don't know what school that is. There's the school over there, and this may actually be kids from the school playing over here. I'm not sure. Another airplane. Oh, that's a jet. Can't tell if it's Air Canada or WestJet, but a commercial jet, that one. Smile. We're very close now to Angus, which is the road off of which the car is parked. I think those kids knew me, or one of them did. I'm sure she said Ed. Don't know who she was though. I don't really know a lot of kids that age anymore. You know, I knew my daughter's cohort, but my daughter's about to turn 21, so they're not generally to be found in playgrounds anymore. No, we'll go down Compton Road. Should take us back directly to the street where I'm parked. Not the street where I live, but the street where I'm parked. I have often walked down this street before, but the pavement always stayed beneath my feet before. All at once am I several stories high, knowing I'm on the street. It doesn't go through, I was wrong. Where I parked, but I'm not on the street where I parked. Gotta go down to the next one, I think. Are there lilac trees in the heart of town? Can you hear a lark? You know, I don't know if this one... Well, there's a yield sign, so it can't be a crescent. It must carry on to the left. Can you hear a lark in any other part of town? Does enchantment pour out of every door? No, it's just on the street where you live. Little My Fair Lady for you there. It's hard to stop. And oh, the towering feeling, just to know somehow you are near. The overpowering feeling that any second you may suddenly appear. People stop and stare. It's because I'm singing to myself. Of course they stop and stare. They don't bother me. But there's nowhere else on earth that I would rather be. Another commercial jet. Let the time go by. I don't care if I can be here on the street where you live. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be here all week. Don't forget to tip your waiter and try the fish. It's delicious. Can I have a rim shot, please? Bum-bum. Alright, there's the road I'm actually headed for. Headed for which I am headed, if you want to get your grammaticality more correctish. So I came quite a bit further north than I thought I was going to. That much is clear. Howsoever, I now know where exactly I am, exactly where I am, and more importantly, where the car is. It's down to my right a spell. I usually spell for distance. Down to my right a piece would be more correct. I'll be there in a spell. It's down to my right a piece. There you go. Practically within spitting distance, or maybe even a stone's throw. Although I would think a stone's throw is further than spitting distance. Okay, so this is, sorry I said Angus, it is of course Ray Street, not Angus Street. There are apartment buildings here, and then you have commercial buildings which front onto Albert Street on the other side of these apartment buildings. So I need to go down to the south, as I said. This is technically a crosswalk, but I'm not sure it's well marked coming up from the south. So I'll stick to this side till I find a better crossing. Anyway, I walked on that side more often than this side. Another Extendicare home here. I think this is the one that had a really bad COVID outbreak in the early days of the epidemic, so kind of sad. And these apartment buildings are nothing special, but they are handy. Handy to Albert Street and all kinds of restaurants and stores and such like. We will jaywalk. I'm only about a block away now from the car. There's a Shoppers Drug Mart not far from here. Maybe I'll take my mailing there and then I don't have to. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Then I don't have to go out of my way when I get back home. Most Shoppers, good sized ones anyway, have Canada Post outlets in them. You can actually see the nose of my car from here. Which, you know, just proves that bad as my eyes are, and they ain't good, I can actually see clearly when I can see around the floaters and get the contacts blinked into just the right spot. It's just a lot of work to see clearly. And I'm told there is cataract surgery in my future, so oh joy. But if it goes well, that'll make a huge difference, because for the first time in my life I won't need really thick glasses or powerful contacts, because they'll put a prescription lens in when they replace the lens. I'm told they can even take out the vitreous humor, which is full of floaters, and put in an artificial substance which does not have floaters in it, but that sounds more than a trifle scary. But hopefully still a few years down the road. I love that phrase, vitreous humor. It's such a rich, Latin-y, scientific thing. Sounds like something an alchemist would be trying to discover. If I can only find the vitreous humor, I can transform gold into lead. It's pretty easy to transform. Oh, sorry, you don't want to do gold into lead. You want to do it the other way. I say it's easy to turn gold into lead. You take some gold, you buy some lead. Bingo. A lot harder to turn lead into gold. Alrighty, well, I am back where I started, so I'll stop here. Thanks for walking with me. Don't know if I'll be back tomorrow. The weather doesn't look good. Bye for now.